You're welcome back to the sewing process of this shirt. So after drafting the pattern, I went ahead to transfer the pattern to the fabric, and this is what we have. You can see that I have allowance at the shoulder area and at the side area, so and also at the hem side. So that is it for this, and I have that in two places. Okay, so for the back, this is the back pattern. There is no allowance over here, and it's on fold. You can see it's joined. There's no allowance at the center back. Then for the shoulders, I added allowance, and by the side and the hem I also added allowance. This is for my sleeve. I added allowance of 1 inch for the hemming. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the front pattern. So I'm going to notch this area and also take it down. Then I'm also going to notch. Okay, all right, so after notching, you can add a stay or paper stay to it so that it will give it a bit of strength. So after that, I'm going to fold it in. You can fold like 0.75 inches inward and fold the other one with 1 inch. Then I'm going to hold it down with my pin. So once you are done holding it, just go ahead to your sewing machine and run and stitch it. So as you are stitching or folding, make sure that it doesn't exceed this area where you notched. So I'm going to repeat the same to the other side. All right, so after stitching the bottom placket, the next thing you are expected to do is to trim out the excess here. So I'll do that to the other side. Then once I'm done with that, I'm going to take the back part and join to the front with right side facing each other. I'm going to fix it this way, and I'm going to stitch it down, then also stitch this. All right, so once you're done joining the shoulder, this is what you have. Then you take your neck measurement in order to get your collar. So I'm starting from here. You can go down like 0.25 inches away from this line, like your joining allowance, so that you won't have shortage of fabric. So you're expected to go around your neck area. So I did mine before now, and I have 17.5 inches. All right, so for your collar, you need to fold your pattern into two, or you fold your collar stay into two. Next is to get half of your neck circumference. Then you go up by the height of your collar. It all depends on you, but for this project I'm using 4 inches. The total height of my collar as 4 inches. Then on this particular side, you also mark what you have on the downside in order to be on the safe side. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the points together. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure the height of my collar stand, and for that I'm using 1.25 inches. So I'm going to make a straight line over there. Then on this part, you can just come up by 0.25 inches. Then just locate the midpoint of your collar. So this is the midpoint of my collar. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect to the midpoint. Alright, so as soon as that is done, the next thing you're going to do is to come in here by 1/2 inch. Then make a very nice curve. Over here. On this part, you're going to come in here by 1 inch. This is 1 inch. Then on your collar, this is the collar and this is the collar stand. You're going to come up here by 1/2 inch. Then you're going to connect these points together. On the other end, you are going to also come up here by 0.25 inches and connect to this point. Then once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do is to connect this point to that 1 inch you marked earlier. So once you're done with that, your collar is ready. So this place will be going out. So this is what my collar looks like. I'm going to go ahead and cut out my fabric the way it is. Alright, so after adding interfacing to the two piece, this is what I have. So I cut out 2 of these and 2 of these. So I'm going to stitch this area with 0.25. That's the amount of allowance I left. Alright, so after stitching the collar, this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to unveil the right side and iron it properly. The next thing I'm going to do is to locate the midpoint. I've done that to this thing and I've also done it to the collar stand. So what I'm going to do is to align it this way. Okay, so midpoint facing midpoint. Then I'm also going to flip this one to the back. Then I'm going to secure with my pin. I'm going to go ahead secure with my pin. Then I'm going to stitch starting from here. Then when I get to this place, I'll also curve and end here. Alright, so after sewing, this is what I have. So I'm going to go ahead to notch this area so that it could relax more. Alright, so after notching, this is what you should have, and next is to flip it over to the right side and iron. You can see how the collar is standing very well. Okay, so I'm going to iron it properly so it can relax more. Alright, so this is what I have. Next thing is to get my shirt and locate the midpoint. So this is the midpoint of my shirt and I'm going to notch. So I'm going to place it on it this way, midpoint to midpoint. Then I'm going to take it all the way to the front. Then I'm going to pin it down and I'll take it to my sewing machine and stitch. Alright, so after joining this one, the next thing you are supposed to do is to just fold in this place and top stitch on it. Okay, so let me do that off camera and get back to you. Alright, so after joining the collar, this is what we have. You can see how relaxed it is. Alright, so the next thing we're working on is the sleeve. So I went ahead to add hemming gum, rather air stay to it, so it will give it a bit of strength. So I'm going to fold it down this way with 1 inch and I'm going to stop stitch on it. I'll do that to the second one. Then once I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to locate the midpoint of my shoulder and I'm going to notch. Then I'm also going to locate the midpoint of my sleeve. Then I'm going to notch. Then after that, I'm going to join the 2 midpoints together and stitch from there. Alright, so after joining the sleeve to the shoulder, this is what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the wrong side. Then I'm going to stitch using 1/2 inch. So I'm going to stitch using 1/2 inch all the way to the downside, to the hem rather. Then once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and hem the dress, the shirt rather, then fix buttonhole and the button, and that's all for these tutorials. So thank you very much for watching. If you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.